Welcome back, guys. Exciting news. Disney Cruise Line is coming back, and we're going to be there.
Yay!
Disney Cruise Line just announced that they are going to begin sailing out of Port Canaveral again, starting August 9th on 3 and 4 night sailings. And we booked the August 13th sailing, so we're going to be on the second sailing back out of Port Canaveral.
Yay, we're very excited. Very last minute decision on our part that everything seemed to work out the way it needed to for us to go. So we're really excited. We were on the second to last dream sailing
before the
it
shutdown
stopped, and now we're going to be on the second one now that they've restarted. So lots of changes, lots of new things with registration and whatnot, but we're very excited.
Yeah, so if you want to see all of our fun vlogs and stuff that we do on the ship and talking about all the changes, definitely make sure to like and subscribe to the video below so you get updated on all of that. But we're going to talk just about some of the known changes. We won't hit every single detail here. First big one is originally the 3-night sailing was booked as a Nassau and Castaway Day. Now all of these 3 and 4 night sailings are Castaway double dips, which is rare, very, very exciting because typically Nassau is just a sea day for us, like many people, but a Castaway double dip definitely gives you a reason to get off the ship both days.
Yeah, so we're excited to enjoy Castaway a little bit more on this one. I'm really looking forward to it.
I am really looking forward to it as well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of talking about some of the precautions and changes they're making before you get on the ship. First off, if you are unvaccinated or do not wish to provide proof of vaccination, you have to get a COVID test both before your sailing that you submit online and one on the day of embarkation. Now this is all done through a site Disney has set up with a third party called Safe Passage through Inspired Diagnostics. Basically, when you go to check in, you also go to this Inspired Diagnostics website. There is a link in your check-in process, and you can either upload all of your testing information or you can choose to upload your vaccination information. And if you upload the vaccination information, you do not have to go and do the testing. As well, if you are not uploading your proof of vaccination, you also have to purchase additional travel insurance to be able to sail.
Yep, and they are also requiring any children who are not able to be vaccinated to be tested as well. It is a little different, but so far everything has been pretty simple to figure out.
Another thing to note is that the at-home testing is on your dollar for all members of your party, and when you get to the port, anyone over the age of 12 that requires testing does also have to pay an additional fee for that testing as well.
Yep, but if you are under 12 and you're required to be tested at the port, Disney is covering that charge.
Another big thing that's changing is port arrivals are going to be a little bit later in the day and also seem to be a little bit more spread out from what we can tell. Port arrivals seem to be starting about 1 o'clock. When we did our check-in, 1:45 was our available time that we could get.
Yep.
Now they do say that your arrival time and your boarding time may differ. I don't know if that is just factoring in for testing and additional time to get through queues or whatnot. But we could see some changes there, especially once we get a little bit closer and they start sending us more information.
I think that warning is in particular for anyone who might be trying to book any activities on board the ship. Things like in the past, some spa activities, some mixology or alcohol tasting seminars I know have started while boarding could still be happening. I think that's why they're putting that. Your boarding time may differ, so people aren't planning to be on the ship earlier than they realistically will be. But that's usual. That's fairly usual. I mean, there's always going to be a delay there.
Yep. And also the online check-in system has changed a little bit. It's a little bit more encompassing now. It's added some additional security features, including uploading your picture ahead of time. This is something that a lot of cruise lines have already been doing and should hopefully speed your time through the actual port. So that should all be good.
Yeah. I think Disney's goal here is to just kind of move people through that Port Canaveral terminal a little bit more quickly, and to not have as much congregation in the terminal. Anyone who's been on a Disney cruise would be familiar with in the past. When you're waiting for that ship to open, it can get a little crowded in there. Just like on prior cruises, you're able to use the Disney Cruise Line app to book certain experiences in advance. They are also requiring kids club reservations in certain blocks of time for kids, instead of in the past where you could just drop your kid off at any time. And I believe you can also make those reservations in advance as well, based on some talks we've had with some friends of ours with kids. And so that's something kind of new that you'll probably want to be on top of to make sure you get a slot that works well for your family.
And now moving on to actual embarkation and getting on the ship. They have announced a couple changes they've made to the ship, including additional sanitation, air filtration systems, the implementation of social distancing and social distancing markers. None of that is a huge surprise. They also said your room is going to be thoroughly cleaned twice daily, as well as additional cleaning on your embarkation day for when you first get to your room.
Yep, they also said that they will be taking some items out of the room, such as decorative pillows, soft touch surfaces, and kind of extra stationery and such. Kind of those things that might be passed on cruise to cruise if people don't take them. They're just removing them from the rooms at this point. So things will probably look a little different, but I think in the name of sanitation, it's okay.
Another quick note while we hit on staterooms, they will not allow fish extenders on any of these cruises. So if you were someone who was a fan of that, that is unfortunately going away for the time being.
Yep, I didn't see any kind of restrictions or rules against any kind of door decorations or magnets and things like that. So I think if you are someone who likes to bring along your, Etsy door decorators and put them on your door, I think that's still fine.
Also, masks are required for the sailing, both on embarkation day in the port as well as at all indoor areas on the ship, except for your stateroom. Outdoor areas, they are not required, and they are not required on Castaway Cay, with the exception of some of the food service areas.
Yes, it said in food locations you had to wear a mask. It also said in merchandise locations. So if you're familiar with Castaway, most of these places are kind of open air, but within a shelter. It seems like they want you to wear your mask if you are underneath that shelter.
Couple changes to dining. Just like before, they will have early and late seating. However, they're going to be doing staggered dining times, so your dining may not actually fit into that either, 5 or 8 o'clock dining,
yeah,
or 5:30
like
to
5,
8 o'clock.
8:15. It was something like that. It was around 5 and around 8. I think this is purely to keep people from congregating, lining up before they open the doors to the restaurants, which if you have been on Disney Cruise, happens every time. So I think they're going to really try to be strict with, this is your arrival time, please don't arrive earlier or later than your specific arrival time.
Also, all dining is going to be limited to your party at the table. There's not going to be any more grouping up with other families or other groups. That is something that we actually typically enjoyed about cruising, but we are looking forward to having our own little private dining.
I don't know if we've mentioned this before, but these cruises are sailing at a reduced capacity, so they shouldn't really have the need to see people together. So it'll be interesting to dine alone for the first time on a Disney cruise.
Yes, it is exciting. And we also have Palo dinner booked for one night as well. We have done all 3 of these restaurants, not very recently, but on our last sailing on the Dream, which was
a year and a half ago.
February. Yep.
Yep.
So I'm excited to try something new for dinner.
Yeah, so we obviously don't know what our dining rotation is. We do know that they are not doing any pirate night activities, so there won't be a pirate night menu. So we'll be missing one of the menus. Hopefully it's in regards to dining, when you're not at the main dining rooms. They will have the other dining options open, and the buffet and kind of self-serve experiences. There'll be cast members who will serve you the food, like get it for you from the buffet, hand it to you. This is actually what they implemented in the middle of our cruise in last February, kind of when things were just starting to pick up with the whole
shutdown
situation. So it worked really well, actually. I actually enjoyed the way they did that, and so that shouldn't be a problem.
Moving on to entertainment, they have limited it down to one Broadway style show per cruise. They're going to be doing multiple showtimes throughout with limited seating at a first come first served basis. So there'll be less variety of shows, but more opportunities to see their kind of big shows, which would be Beauty and the Beast on the Dream.
Yeah, we don't know for sure if it's going to be Beauty and the Beast, but I'm guessing that is the one they're going to show, because that's the one that I think most people want to see. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It'll be kind of nice in a sense where you can kind of plan your day a little bit more around the show, as long as you can get a seat. Another entertainment change: fireworks. So in the past, there's always been a pirates fireworks show at sea. They're not doing any pirate night activities. The show has been changed to a general Disney themed magic fireworks show. And they're actually doing it 2 nights at sea, and you will be assigned a night where you can go view the fireworks.
Yeah, I am excited about this.
Yep, so from what I've read, you will report to the viewing deck on your assigned night. A cast member will assist you in finding a viewing spot, and that is where you will watch the show from. Yeah, so that'll be interesting and something new. We like new things. Otherwise, we don't know too much about how entertainment is going to change. I mean, Disney has on the cruise line, you know, lots of little things. They have trivia, they have crafts, you know, music, performances throughout the ship. We believe that they'll still be doing those. It just might look a little different. So entertainment-wise with characters, meet and greets on Disney Cruise Line are a pretty big deal. They are not doing full meet and greets. They are going to be doing different types of character experiences. So you'll still be able to see your favorite characters. They'll just be in a socially distanced fashion. And on Castaway, they will be having characters, but they're going to be doing it more like a cavalcade almost.
Yeah, I don't have any information other than what she said on that.
So we actually heard about this from one of our friends. I haven't actually seen where it's written yet, but it sounds really cool that they're going to be on like transportation. I don't know if they're going to be on like boats or the tram or, you know, bikes. Who knows? I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to kind of look for them. But so your favorite characters will still be there. You just won't be able to kind of hug and get up close to them this time around.
Yeah, it seems from people who are currently sailing on the British staycation cruises, they kind of do like balcony meet and greet wave style kind of throughout the ship as well. You just can't go up and actually interact with them.
Yeah, which is very similar to what they're doing at Walt Disney World right now. And I actually kind of like the way it works out. It's almost a throwback to those days where the characters would kind of just walk around and surprise you. It's kind of like that, and I think it's kind of nice. So another change than what we're used to is going to be at the Spa and Fitness Center. Just like all other indoor areas, you are required to wear a mask in the Spa and Fitness Center. So if you're getting a service in the spa, you do need to wear a mask. So they've taken away some services. They're not doing any kind of facials, anything that, you know, your mask is going to cover. And they are also not opening the rainforest room to the public. You can reserve private times to use the rainforest room. It's $174
for an hour and 45 minutes, and that can serve up to 10 people in your party.
Yes, so we probably won't be doing that this time around, but you know, for some people, a couple, or if you're traveling, you know, with a bigger group of adults, sounds like it actually could be a pretty cool time.
Yeah, definitely something where if you had a group traveling with you, it would be a cool thing to do.
Yep. The fitness center is open, however. You do have to wear your mask while you're in there, so that might affect what some people are able to do. But, you know, you can still go in and use the equipment. It'll be spaced out. It'll be cleaned between uses a little more often, I think. And it should be still the great fitness and spa experience, I think.
For those runners out there, there is a slight change to the Castaway Cay 5K. It is going to be a virtual option where you basically can register for it and do your run either on the ship or out on one of your 2 days at Castaway, and then you just go to a location and pick up your medal. I think that's actually a decent way to do it if you're trying to keep people spread out.
Yep, and it's actually kind of how they were moving towards with the Castaway 5K anyway. The last time we were on the cruise, we did have to sign up and we had to go to a little orientation, but they basically said you can get off, run it, and pick up your medal at the end of the run. And they didn't do the 3, 2, 1 go. They didn't do any of that. So I don't know, maybe they might just be moving in this direction. So we kind of mentioned this back in the before you board, back when we first started. There's going to be a little bit of a change to like the kids club, kids activities, where you have to reserve a time. They also aren't opening Scuttle's Cove on Castaway, so families will need to get off and kind of stick together while on Castaway, and then whenever they're ready to get back on the ship, go all together. So that'll be a little bit different. I think it obviously doesn't affect us because we don't have kids, but I think that is going to probably change the way some families cruise in the next little meantime here.
Something else important about your Castaway days, they are doing kind of like assigned or reserved de-embarkation, so not everyone is rushing you off the ship at once. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like yet, but that is happening. So you may not be able to get off the ship right away at that disembarkation time that's listed on your Castaway port day.
So those are the biggest changes that we have seen in, whatever's been released by Disney. There may be some additional ones we come across too once we are on board and experiencing it in real time. But so far, it's looking like it's still going to be a really great cruise experience. I am not disappointed with really anything.
Yes, we are so excited. As we said, we're booked on that August 13th 3-night sailing. We were booked in an ocean view room, which is going to be a first for us. We just did the guaranteed ocean view rate. So it will be interesting to see what room we actually end up in, what our view looks like, what side of the ship we'll be on, but exciting nonetheless.
Yep, so we're just ready to get cruising.
Like I said before, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, all that fun YouTube-y stuff, because we're going to be bringing our cameras, doing all sorts of fun video stuff, talking about all the changes while we're on board. So definitely make sure to follow along and check all of that out. But until then, thanks for watching, guys.